Gold keeps breaking records, but what's fueling the move and where could it go from here? I'm Johanna Bota, and today I'm joined by StoneX's Head of Market Analysis, EMEA and Asia, Rhona O'Connell. Rhona, welcome. Thank you for being with us today.
Pleasure as always.
Every time we speak, gold has reached a new high.
Yep.
So yesterday it went to $3,791. That's a 13% gain over 4 weeks. What's changed in the market during that time?
A fair bit, actually.
Yeah.
It's been a one-way street, clearly. From the numbers that we can see either on a daily or a weekly basis, you can get a bit of a handle, as well as talking to the boys on desk, obviously. The key thing here is that it looks as if another constituency has started coming into the market. So over the previous 18 months or so, we had the professionals and some high net worths, and central banks is a different issue. But in the exchange traded products, granted, most ETP gold participants are professionals. But the fact that we've seen 45 tons go in over the past 4 sessions combined, it doesn't sound like much, but it's a lot. At current prices, a ton of gold is almost a bit over $900 million.
Okay.
So that times 45 is a fair chunk of change.
Yes.
So we've had this. These must be new participants, you'd have thought, because people who've been looking at it for some period of time and absorbing all the potential geopolitical risk and uncertainty, which are the 2 key drivers, brackets, inflation, question mark, background. It's gone to another level, basically.
Now, you've said before that the grassroots physical market often looks very different and smaller than the professional side. So if the professionals are the ones pushing up the price, what's been going on at ground level?
Now, this really is where it's getting interesting. For August, actually August was sluggish both in professional and grassroots terms. But what was quite clear was that the ramp up in price was not only deterring grassroots purchases, and here I'm not talking about the Western Hemisphere particularly, because they will carry on regardless for coins and bars in gold at any rate. And jewelry is a different issue because it's adornment, not investment. So I'm talking about the Middle East right the way through to the eastern side of Southeast Asia. They are price responsive, very much so. So in August, it was slow anyway because it's that time of year. And when prices started to move in September's when you'd expect to see them starting to come back into the market. Didn't happen because prices were shifting, and they were shifting too quickly, and nobody was quite sure where they were going to go and how far and for how long. But the move appears to have been so convincing in some areas that people are starting to come back into the market. In parts of Southeast Asia, we've seen fresh buying coming in. We're still seeing selling out of some countries, and some countries are mixed. So that's a sea change. What hasn't changed is China. They're still doing a little bit in coins and bars, but jewelry is flat on its back. But the one that's particularly interesting is India, particularly as we have Diwali in front of us.
Okay, wait, hold on. What's the significance with Diwali?
To understand some interesting parts of the physical side of the gold market, you need to be an amateur meteorologist, because 40%, give or take, of the working population in India is in the agrarian sector, on the farms. When you roll that out to families and other dependents, we find that something of the order of 60% of the Indian population depends on harvests for their income. On top of that, most farmers don't trust the banking system, and that's probably true the world over, to be perfectly honest. But they do trust gold. It has a religious significance and has had for a long time. So, subject to the quality of the monsoon, that will dictate how much they've got coming in by way of income, how much of that is disposable, because always a fair chunk of that will go into buying gold. This year it's been a good monsoon thus far. We've got the harvest coming through, and there are 2 harvest seasons. One finishes around about April, one finishes in about 2 or 3 weeks' time. And it's no coincidence that the 2 big festival seasons follow those harvests. And Diwali is the one which starts on the 20th of October. It's a Monday, obviously next month. And it's known as the Festival of Lights. And it has a huge religious significance.
Of course.
And it is seen as the most auspicious day in the year in India for gold buying.
Well, thank you, Diwali. So, given all of this information, what can we expect in the near term?
So now we go from the romantic side of the gold market with lots of people buying lots of jewellery ahead of weddings, and we end up in the US judiciary system. Not the same at all.
Harsh contrast.
Harsh. I don't think I'm alone, but I'm probably not in a unanimous verdict on this one. But uncertainty, obviously, is one of the key things we've been talking about for a few weeks. And the possibility of the politicization of the Fed and what that does to the independence of the central bank as a whole, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The Supreme Court has two big decisions to hand down in the relatively near future. One is about the legality or otherwise of the tariffs.
Yep.
But from the point of view of the position of the central banks, we can put that one to one side. The important one, in my view, is what the Supreme Court says about whether or not the president was within his powers to ask for, demand and succeed in getting the firing of Lisa Cook. Because as things stand at the moment, the evidence would suggest that there is no for cause involved.
That's why she was put back in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that the administration asked for that initial ruling in her favour to be held over until after the FOMC meeting of last week, and another court said no can do, or no will do.
Yeah.
So that, in my view, that is going to be one of the most important decisions, certainly as far as the gold market is concerned, because that feeds into the central bank's independence or otherwise, and all that entails.
I see. Well, thank you, Rhona. I'm going to start taking wagers to see if next time I see you, it's hit $4,000.
Oh, don't.
And thank you to our viewers for watching. For more financial content, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.